Hello commanders, welcome back to another battle. In this video we have a FFA4, which was a friendly battle. I spawned as red on the top left corner and now I'm starting to develop my base. Let's just skip these boring parts and get to the juicy parts. I don't want to spoil too much about the fight, but I just want to say that there is one team, or rather one enemy, that has an insanely high rank. So yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm here. After collecting the resources, I'm getting a small rush by yellow, and yeah, pretty easily defended it, just use a few assaults. And now I'm starting to go for HQ level 2, as you can see, and produce some coyotes and riflemen to get a container or two. Now let me show you what the other enemies are doing. Green is for some reason not fighting for this container. He's trying to fight with blue here, as it seems, and yellow seems to be focused more so on defending his base for now. I'm probably not gonna be using this icon here, because I like it more when there is some fog of war. And anyways, I'm here collecting my resources pretty easily, and I decided I wanted to scout the enemy, mainly green and maybe blue as well. I forgot to completely use a boost here, but that's completely fine. As you can see, blue here, or rather green, has HQ level 3 going for him, an assault factory and one barracks. But blue here is way overdeveloped. Level 3 HQ, X facility factory, assault vehicle factory and an Evia factory, which is currently going for level 2. So now, after collecting the resources, I'm trying to make some armadillos and porcupines just in case I get trashed, because I don't want to risk dying too early, or rather dying first. As we can see now, the game is pretty chill. Blue is building a bunker to defend his base, and seems everyone, including me, is just developing his base and producing a small army. Here's some blue cyclone scouts scouting yellow and coming for me, and let's see if I can defend it. Anytime now. Yes, there it is. Even though I have an anti-air, my anti-air is completely weak and I didn't defend. Anyways, as you can see, there is another container spawning here if you look at the minimap, and another one here. So I decided again, since green wasn't interfering, I'm just gonna go and try to collect it, but without sending my whole army, just in case I get attacked. As you can see, blue seems to be fighting for this container with not much of an interference by green. He seems to be just doing his own, developing bases, and yellow seems to be focused on my container, so I didn't want to fight with him. As you can see, I didn't notice this at the battle, but there are two containers for some reason here. I don't know how that works. It's probably a visual bug or something. But anyways, I'm here collecting my resource container, and as you can see, blue has a seraphim, which is very strong, and yellow seems to be producing a lot of armadillos, which in my opinion is not that good of idea. I prefer jaguars, but that's just me. And as you can see, an ambush from blue a bit too late. He didn't have time to get to all the containers, but he's still getting this one, which is plenty. And anyways, now let's keep forward where I'm developing my base. As you can see, someone tried to scout me, but I swiftly eliminated them. And I'm also going for HQ level 3, and I'm also planting some mines, because mines are very OP, and I just mainly wanted them just for some extra defense, because my vehicles are not really upgraded that well. And anyways, I decided to plant some mines on this hill and this hill right here, just to slow down my enemies. And for now, I'm just developing my base, but there seems to be an attack plan from blue, or rather yellow, which is planning to attack blue. And as you can see, blue has a Solaris or Atlas, one of the two, probably a Solaris. And as you can see, I'm trying to fight for the container, and let's see, there is nothing to see. This is an easy fight. But as you can see here, the the yellow player is planning an attack on blue, while I'm collecting this container. And I decided to send one scout here just in case I can see something. But let's see this epic fight. Blue has a lot of Zeus, and also some Avia factory, some aviation, as well as a Cerberus and a few assaults. On the green side, he's building a pretty strong army, Torrents combined with Zeus and a few Typhoons, and also has two heroes, a Seraphim and a Cerberus. I'm here collecting this container right here while planting some mines. And as you can see, yellow got almost destroyed, lost like 60% of his army, but decided to retreat before losing everything. And he seems he's going for HQ level 4. And while that is happening, green of course had to scout me while I had almost no armies at my base. But that's no worries, because I'm still getting these juicy containers. So now there seems to be a counter attack of some sorts by blue. And let's see this fight. I don't think there is much of competition here because blue is annihilating yellow. Zeus is just way better than Armadillo. I'm sorry Armadillo fans, but there is no chance in hell that yellow would win. And as you can see, he has two heroes on the hill just pressing the yellow base, and that's basically it for yellow. There is nowhere he can defend. While that is happening, me and green are just developing our bases, as you can see, building some more supply centers and power plants, while also producing some units. As you can see by the bottom here, the player left the game. So now it's a free-for-all for 3 people. While I'm doing that, I'm saving up some money to upgrade to potential level HQ4, or maybe just go for mammoths or something different. As you can see, green is going for HQ level 4 while fighting for this container with a lot of assaults, 2 actually versus 1. And blue is actually holding his ground really well. 1 assault almost took down 2 of them, which is really impressive. But now he just came in with the aviation and it was no chance there was no chance that green would win. And as you can see here, blue is almost finished destroying his base and is probably gonna attack me, either me or green. And as he's developing his base still, producing a lot of aviation, going for a 3rd airfield and producing some extra units to collect the container. While he's doing that, I'm sent 2 of my armadillos, the only ones, to scout my enemy. And as you can see, he has a lot of vertex, as we saw earlier, and the scout is gonna be really unsuccessful. While that happened, the base was completely finished, if we ignore this tower right here. While I'm doing that, I decided to build another vehicle factory, planning to go for a lot of Jaguars later on, after upgrading my HQ of course. And while I have a lot of porcupines, few grenadiers, 1 assault, or rather 1 rifleman, and around 4 Jaguars. Not that bad. But compared to blue, I'm almost nothing. And as you can see, blue seems to be sending his Solaris. And as you can see, he didn't even press the mines because he flies or levitates. So that was a big disadvantage for me. Kinda waste of money right there. But anyways, as I didn't know this was happening, as I knew this was happening actually because I had a rifleman here, I decided to move my Jaguars here into place to defend my base. Of course I didn't want to move my porcupines because I expected some sort of because I wanted some anti-air defense against his vertexes. Alright. And for some reason Solaris can actually remove my mines apparently when he shoots there, and so I didn't really realize how powerful this Solaris was, one-tapping my Jaguars. Extremely balanced, I love it. So I started to focus my shift more on infantry by making 3 more barracks to defend, hopefully with grenadiers. Solaris was bullying me right there, and I didn't even know he has an entire army. While that was happening, Green tried to scout my enemy, but failed miserably. And he was camping here most of his game by producing a lot of torrents, a lot of Zeus, and one assault, and some anti-air of course. While that was happening, my base was starting to get penetrated from this hill right here by one slightly overpowered unit. My whole Jaguar army was destroyed, and now I was desperately producing grenadiers in any chance of winning. Producing 4 factories, but my grenadiers are really weak and Solaris just melts them one by one. And here seems to be a small fight. Actually, seems Green is sending his assault there, but failing miserably because of his immense amount of vertex. He has a 9 to be exact. And while that was happening, I was slowly but surely overwhelming Solaris, but he was just too much for me, and my grenadiers were almost all gone. I had one more Jaguar, and I decided to desperately send in my anti-air / porcupines there to tank some of the damage for the grenadiers. But it seems it was too late because this Solaris was just way too overpowered. Just look at this. Around 30 grenadiers attacked him, and this is all the damage he got. Isn't this a little bit unfair? But anyways, let's continue through this game and fast forward a bit. And seeing that the Solaris retreated to collect this container, and while he was doing that, I produced a lot of grenadiers. Decided to move them on the back here with the porcupines, just in case he tried to fully attack me with his army. And when he collected his resource container, he decided to come back and attack me once again, while he was attacking along with vortexes. But at least I had some anti-air, so it wouldn't be that effective. But still, my anti-air is pretty weak, and as you can see, his vortex are quite OP for tanking 7 porcupines with half HP done. Not the best. But anyways, I have made a pretty large army with grenadiers and trying to overwhelm the Solaris, but his quick movement combined with my grenadiers being slow, being barely able to move, he's melting them one by one. And at least I successfully healed my HQ, but that wasn't really enough. Seems Green is a top tier camper because he's building rocket towers and bunkers up here as well, while adding some anti-air as well. And he hasn't moved an inch with this army here. He also has a shield which is really OP. Anyways, he's trying to attack with his vertex, but it seems more like patrolling to me, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to save up some porcupines here just for some air defense, and I'm using a desperate reconstruction boost, and as you can see I destroyed that barrack just to build up my base here, try to move my HQ and all. And while I'm doing that, I'm trying to slow down the Solaris by spamming a lot of infantry and just moving the porcupines around in place just to slow him down even by the slightest seconds. And since I used this boost, the reconstruction boost, I was able to, without using any resources, rebuild some of my supply centers up here with power plants. So I would get supplies even when the whole base was annihilated. That would be unless Mexican slaughter. That would be unless this Solaris here moved up here to, let's say, attack Green. That would mean Judgment Day for me. But I was still spending a lot of units, saving up some money as well, because I knew I just needed 1,000 resources for the HQ. But it seemed desperate because the HQ was gone. So let's fast forward to Blue desperately, or rather say, annihilating my base with just one unit. And I thought I would survive, but then he decided to move up here. And that was game, unless I didn't have this boost, the reserve HQ, which was a lifesaver, because you will see how much I will do. and by how much I mean just producing infantry, but okay. So let's fast forward once again. He destroyed my whatever I had left, but I had 300 resources almost, so I'll build the construction yard, and then I decided to go for a big risk, and let me show you. Build a barracks, which was a bit risky, but I decided I would go for the container once it would spawn either here or there. Unless blue saw it, then that would be GG. But then, seems Solaris attacked green, and let's see how green defended. He has a lot of Zeus and some torrents as well, which are camping right here. But the Zeus are coming, but the problem is that the Solaris is just too fast for Zeus. And one ability will destroy them. As you can see, his Solaris is a little bit overleveled. Anyways, the servers tried desperately attacking him, but in no way. And then I got my infantry collect this container, rather my riflemen, and I was debating if I should try to develop my base or just spam infantry. And after some thinking, I decided to just spam the infantry. After that, not really my ally, my green enemy was getting annihilated by blue, and he had almost no chance in defending. Blue's Zeus are just overpowered. The torrents were trying to do some damage, but they weren't much since the main torrent army was destroyed. And the vortex is just too much for our poor green guy. Also, Solaris has somehow got through the entire base with just 1/3 of his HP gone. So he's just annihilating the base from the back. Okay, pause. But anyways, as you can see, green is basically done for, and that only leaves me, which has 100% success rate. And then, as I said, I started to produce some infantry. After building this supply center, of course. And that's when, that was way too fast, that's when blue found out about my base, because it was a little bit suspicious that he was just dying and not surrendering. So he decided to check up on me, and in just 20 seconds he destroyed my base. As you can see, the entire base was gone. All the 6 riflemen that I had were dead. And blue absolutely annihilated us. Easy 3-1, and that was it.
The battle is lost.
We got destroyed. Now that I'm thinking about it, this was a pretty hard game, but if there was something that I could have done, that was probably maybe trying to attack in some sort, maybe collect more containers, but maybe going for air as well. But overall, this game was pretty hard to win because our enemy was rank 17, specifically the blue enemy. So we had almost no chance against him. We got 3-1 easily. So yeah, this is the first battle of this channel. If you like it, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be posting more battles like this, hopefully not as desperate as these ones. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.